All right, so today we're going to talk about diet. And I'm not just talking about food. Food is an important part of it, but your diet, we're going to talk about the whole thing: mental, physical, spiritual. Because what we feed our mind really shapes our reality. If you feed your mind all kinds of negative stuff, and a lot of things can fall under this category. Let's think about it. Social media. Depending on who you follow, who you have on your page, who your friends are, the conversations that they have, if you've ever seen that like back and forth drama in the comments box where people are just like vomiting negativity on each other, that's not something you really want to immerse yourself in and absorb the energy of. That's the kind of stuff you want to kind of distance yourself from. Maybe, hide those posts. You don't have to unfriend them. Just don't see them. The drama, reality TV. Because I mean, there is nothing like sitting down for an evening and subjecting yourself to 3 or 4 hours of people just fighting and being ugly to each other. We absorb the energy of the things around us. And so if you want to be positive and you want to be happy and you want to be motivated, surround yourself with that. There's so many options. Even just watching like a comedy instead of a horror film. Think about your emotions after you watch a horror film as compared to after watching a comedy. Laughter is healing. It energizes you. You know, excuse me. And when you listen to nothing but negativity, even your job could be a big source of your problem if you're constantly subjected to negativity. And I found that over the years, there were certain jobs where my entire existence went like Eeyore status, like the cloud over your head, just because there was so much negativity coming from the hours that I spent at work that it just kind of stuck with me and followed me through my home life, my social life, everything else. And those are the things you want to identify. What is really affecting my mental process? The emotions. What places of my life am I experiencing negative emotions? What's causing it? And there are three things that I generally look at. Can I accept it? If I can't accept it, can I change it? If I can't change it, can I leave it? And that's kind of the factors that I would use in making changes in my life. Because if there's something completely unacceptable, I'm going to try and change it. If I can't change the unacceptable thing or the way I perceive it, because that's another big thing. We can change ourselves so much easier than we can change something else. But if you can't change it, is there another option? Can you leave it? This can be relationships, job, location, whatever. But those three things in any given situation that's not working out for you are good evaluators. So being around people who are positive. Because again, when we talked about social group, if you're around people that are constantly griping, whining, moaning, victim mentality, just everything is doomsday, horrible, that is not going to feed you energetically. That is going to drain you and just leave you in this negative mindset. So find people who are optimistic, who are cheerful, who look at the positive side of things, who see potential in challenges. It's that perspective again in how we view a situation. And if you're around a bunch of people with very pessimistic, very defeatist attitudes, that's going to affect you. You're going to find it very hard to be positive when you're around such negativity, especially if it's a large quantity of the time. Coworkers, family members. So that's what I mean by diet, like overall diet. And physically, this is where we tend to get jacked up with the food, right? Because so many times food is associated with emotional situations. And it's something that like comfort foods from our childhood or sweets or certain things because it spikes serotonin in the brain. And you get this like punch of happy, positive energy followed by, oh my God, I just ate a dozen donuts, which is your sugar, your blood sugar crashes, your emotional state crashes. There's guilt, shame, disgust, right? And the cycle just keeps repeating itself. Feeding your body, when you remove the emotion, is like fueling your car. If you want your car to last and you want it to run well, you put quality fuel in it. You wouldn't put diesel in a vehicle that requires premium unleaded. If any of you have ever owned a motorcycle, you know what happens when you put unleaded instead of premium unleaded in that small engine. It's not happy. If you want optimum performance out of it, you're going to give it the premium. Your body works the same way. Pretty much every 7 years, our body completely regenerates itself at the cellular level. And it does that with what we've given it. So, you are what you eat is a literal statement. And so if we fed our body with nutritious foods, with low inflammatory diets, with, healthy, beneficial things it can use, over that 7 years, the cells it reproduces are going to be healthy because we gave it something good to work with. Now, if we're eating a diet that's high in preservatives, artificial colors and flavors, chemicals we can't pronounce, our body doesn't know how to use those things. It wasn't designed to. And so the cells that come from that food tend to be less healthy, possibly irregular, can lead to inflammation in the body, and inflammation is the source of all disease. So, these are things to really think about because people typically, when they view food, view it as good or bad as far as how it's going to affect their appearance. But when you really look at a biological, structural level and how that food is used by the body, or the body can't use that food because it's not really food, then making your food choices in that way, you'll find that you have more energy. You just feel great. Your skin, everything is glowing because you're feeding it so well. You'll start to look like you're aging backwards because your body's like, whoa, I had no idea what vitamins were. Water? Oh, this is outstanding. Hydration is one of the biggest areas that we fall short in because we just don't drink enough water. I am so, like, that is my challenge. I will not even lie. If I was left to my own devices and had no education whatsoever about needing to drink water or making myself drink water, I would drink coffee 24/7. And I would look like I was 70 because there would be no liquid in my body. So that covers the physical part of it. And here's the fun one, the soul. Because feeding our soul, that's the best part. Feeding your soul is just play, having fun, doing stupid, I'm trying to watch my language here, doing stupid things that make you laugh, that make you happy, that make you feel like a kid again. And that's part of the inner child healing because we get so serious about life and our poor inner child, our soul, part of us that loves to play is like hiding in a corner somewhere because we've yelled at it for wanting to splash in a puddle. Or, it goes back to that, what are people going to think? People are going to think that, thank God, there's a person on this planet who's not that uptight, who knows how to have a good time. Other people get joy through your play. And it actually opens the door for them to participate. And so many times we stop ourselves from doing something in the moment that would be fun because we feel like, oh, it's inappropriate, or what would they say, or maybe I shouldn't do that. And when you stop disciplining your inner child, life is so much more fun. And the people around you have more fun. And yeah, you probably look a little crazy, but you know what? I'd rather look crazy than be just so uptight and bored and have that, you know, that's where the passion and the fire and that's what living is for. And we forget to play. We forget to take time out. We've been taught to strive and push and, you know, work before play and all this kind of thing. And obviously, there are priorities. There are things we can make work fun if we just go at it with the right mindset instead of this, like, I don't know, dictator, awful, serious mindset. So my favorite part of having a healthy diet is feeding my soul and just doing crazy stuff when I feel like it, because that's what keeps us young. That's what keeps the light on inside of us. That's what feeds our soul. And having the relationships with other people who won't run and hide when you decide to play. You know, finding other people who have that in them, that playful attitude. Think about the people you enjoy spending time around. It's not the super somber dude who never smiles. That's kind of a drag. It's the crazy person who's always laughing, always cutting up, always finding something to be joyful about. Because that energy feeds you. It brings you to their level. And so when you think about your diet, don't just think about your food. Think about we're triune beings, mind, body, soul. And by getting all of those in alignment and properly feeding them with what we want to have as a result. If you want to be positive, happy, and joyful, be around positive, happy, joyful things. If you want to be strong, healthy, vital, young, vibrant, feed your body with things that actually will do that for it. Give it energy. And your soul, go play. Maybe it's something you enjoyed doing as a child. Maybe it's just acting like an idiot in public, because that seems to work well for me. Those of you who know me can vouch for me on that one. I've gotten in trouble in a lot of places for just having fun. And the outcome has always been that, you know, security or whoever who's supposed to enforce the rules, they laugh. I don't get in trouble. You know, I'm not breaking laws. It's just like I was playing football in Walmart. My son and I were racing tricycles with big animal heads on in Walmart. Pretty much anywhere that there are toys, I have the potential to get in trouble. But it's lighthearted and fun. And I got to tell you, the people around you will, you know, other than the total somber dude, he's going to look at you just with disdain, but that's okay. He just wants to be bitter. Most people think it's fun. They'll cheer you on. We were racing. You know, people pick panda versus unicorn. It was fun. And that's what I mean. Be lighthearted. Have a squirt gun fight, water balloon fight, you know, play tag in the house, whatever. But do something to lighten the energy. So I hope this helps. I will see you in the Q&A. Talk to you soon. Love and light.